Hello and welcome to another one of my videos, and in today's video I've only got 5 coins to show you. They are right in front of you. If anyone does want to support my channel, by the way, feel free to watch a advert or two. Basically it funds my caffeine addiction and also my rainy day stack of dollars, so you don't have to. If you want to cancel it, that's also completely fine. Like, I'm not going to pester people to do it. It's just I drink a lot of coffee. So cheers. Now, in terms of the coins, there's only 5 to show you. These came in from a gentleman who just sold me 2 young heads. They have been sold. So these came in. They both went back out relatively quickly. So basically, I knew he had these sovereigns. I didn't have the cash flow due to the auction house. And also, I don't like to say to people, send it to me, I'll sell them and then pay you. I think that's a bit cheeky. So I just thought, you know what, I'll be honest with you. If you want to come back to me, then great. And he come back to me. So I've ended up paying spot plus £10 a coin on these. Typically, I will pay spot plus 20. With spot price being so aggressive, I'm not sure where the dice will land in terms of selling these. I won't go below spot plus 30 on them, so £20 a coin. But I'm going to push for a bit more because shields are shields. So to put that into perspective, so if they sell for spot plus 30, it's £100 payday on a 2.5, 2545 to 550 outlay. So we're not talking the highest of margins. It's nice to put on a channel who doesn't like seeing a shield sovereign. It's nice to move a bit of postage, and this is genuinely just bread and butter trading for me. So let's go through the individual coins. Let's see what there is. I've also got the Marsh book at hand. I need to update my one because it's probably a bit outdated now. However, it does exactly what I need it to. So let's go through them. So this is a London. One moment. Here it is. I couldn't quite make out on the screen if that was an M. It's not. It's a 32, so it's a London mint mark. 1868. Now, there's going to be people who say, oh, I don't want something like this because it's a bit beat up. In all honesty, this is a classic. I will buy shields in that are grotty, super grotty. The only thing I don't really like is the ones where I've seen it before where there's massive X's to test the gold content. I think that completely destroys the value. But overall, something like this, I still think it's a relatively nice example, and it will go in anyone's collection. It is an old coin. It's what, 150 years old, give or take. If I look that good at 150, I'll be over the moon. I won't. I'll just be a composed corpse for those of you who wanted that reference. But I think it's really nice. Not one to grade, but certainly one you can put in a collection. So let's go through the mintage. I believe this will be low mintage as it's in the 60s. Typically, 60s and 70s are of the lower mintage variety. Typically. So 68, this is a 1.6 million coin. So yeah, 32, Diamond 32 comes under, so there's not going to be any, so incuse WW. I don't really go down the individual, I can't think of the term. It kind of branches off and it becomes more specialist. I don't really do that. I just check the mintage and the dates. So yeah, nice coin. That's one down. Let's look at number 2. Die mark 33, so it indicates it's a London. By the way, if it's a Sydney or a Melbourne, I'm not sure they did Perth on the shields. One moment. Melbourne, so MS. No, they didn't. They didn't do Perth on the shields. It will have the mint mark here. If there's no mint mark, it's a London. If it's got a number, it will be a London. For those of you that didn't know, everyone starts somewhere, so that's certainly not a problem. Not on my channel anyway. On other channels, maybe so. Again, like the hairline, it's not great. It's an 1868. This is a very common year. I've seen this year a lot in terms of the mintage, I'll have a look. Yeah, 2 in a row. So yeah, 2 in a row. I think it's actually the same. So that's a 33, and this one is a 32. Okay, so yeah, these are pretty much siblings. Again, you can see from the hairline. The hairline is usually the first that goes, and if you flip it over, it's the points here, the crown as well. So that's 2 out of the way. So this is an 1864. It's got a bit of a damage here. I don't think that detracts too much, considering where I'm going to price it. I think with shields, there's certainly a base point in terms of price, and if you get underneath, then congratulations. It's hard to get shields for slightly over spot, let alone anywhere near under spot. So this is a die number of 92. So yeah, like you can see from the crown, it's not fantastic, but it doesn't make it a bad coin. It's all relative. Hairline, very worn. Think of how many people have used this to spend this coin. You'll never know, but I do kind of romanticize that part of collecting coins, I guess. So an 1864, that is going to be 8.6 million. So there's nothing rare about this. It does have that bit of damage. It is very worn, but it's still a nice bit of history in your hand. Put that there. So we have an 1873. This is a Sydney. I'm going to leave this to last because it's a different page on the book. Again, what I said earlier, there's no mint number, die number. No mint mark, no die number. So this would indicate that it's from London. Again, we can see from the details that it is worn. It is well loved. So this is an 1863. The hairline's gone. You can see it. Also, the eye tends to go, but less so much. And also this part of the hair. This would have been, you know, think of that happening hundreds of thousands of times. And it potentially would have as well. So 1863. We're looking at 5.9 million, although it says it's also including type 1A. So that might be, there might be a George and a Dragon in that as well, potentially in that vintage. But nonetheless, it's just going to hit a baseline. Last but not least, to go back through this one. So this is a Sydney. So we go to the Sydney part of the book. Now, I know from this book, I don't know about other editions, it's done on years and then mint marks instead of the mint marks just being on the years, if that makes sense. So I was told this was kind of rare. The gentleman was asking for more, and I said to him it wasn't really something I'd want to pay more for, purely because of the condition being, again, I don't consider it poor. It is collectible, but I wouldn't want to pay more just for it being slightly rarer. I didn't even know how rare it was. Here's where I find out it's like 100k mintage, and I've ripped him off. Nah, it's not like that, but I didn't want to pay more just for the mint mark. And in the end, he came back to me and said, actually, I'll sell it for the same price. So he didn't have to. Like, he's cool. So at 1873. It comes in at a 1.478. It's got a scarce rating in the book. So you won't see that many of these. Am I going to sell it for more money? Probably not. I'm probably going to put, I don't know, spot plus, I'll aim for spot plus 40 and drop it to spot plus 30 if I have to. So that's today's haul. I hope you've taken something out of that. It's been me rambling for 10 minutes over 5 coins, but I do think that regardless of the condition, shields are always nice to have. They are just a great design. and if you can get them up for fair prices, then fair play to you, because they don't come up often. It's really hard to get shields in for fair prices these days. Yeah, take care guys, bye.